Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's nice to have you all in this very special occasion. My name is Gani. I will like to present my research with my friend Munawar Holil and Renaldo Diharjo. The titles of our research is Adjusting Established Institutional Rule for People Welfare in West Nusa Tenggara of Indonesia, the Power of the Prime Actor. This research being conducted in 2020 tried to engage, discuss, and encompass rule and events of an institution, making and governing behavior, action, and policies of the East Prime Actor, Tuan Guru Bajang, locally known as TGB. The West Nusa Tenggara province of Indonesia, having been established in formal and legal act, has apparatus in place that can sanction any governor breaching the established rule with superficially devised constraints that determine the behavior of its prime actor, the governor. They have been initially designed to produce stable outcome around in which governor is allowed to adjust his expectation and his behavior. As the prime actor, TGB afford to show that he is not constrained by the established rule and available resources in his effort to achieve preferred outcome for the people welfare. He stands down in the face of two-term limit when many people keenly support him to run for a third term. The province under his leadership has managed to set a pro-democratic behavior and to some extent to be an effective institution. This is a kind of win-win power relation when rules matter and the actor explores his merit and knowledge for the good of the people. You should take a look on the little brief history regarding of the West Nusa Tenggara. At first time come to this island in the 16th century, for Hindu kingdom coexisted in apparent peace when is now called West Nusa Tenggara and still the religion embraced by those in the west of Lombok, which are primarily Balinese. Lombok experienced strong Balinese influences in the past, but has still retained a unique identities. The indigenous people of Lombok, the Sasak, are predominantly Muslim and have a strong, distinguished tradition, as do the people of neighboring Sumbawa. Two largest islands in West Tenggara province are Lombok in the west and the larger Sumbawa Island, Mataram, with the capital Mataram, or Lombok is the capital and the largest city of the province. The province is administratively divided into 6 regencies and 1 municipality, Mataram. The Sasak ethnic group mainly inhabit in Lombok with a minority Balinese population then. Sumbawa and Bima ethnic group inhabit Sumbawa. Each of these groups has local language associated with it as well. The population of the province is almost 4 million people, and 71% of the population concentrate living in Lombok. We try to identify based on the research constraint that relating to first is economy. We see that some kinds of point that should be paid attention, that is a poverty rate almost 24% of the total population, and also considered as the poorest province in Indonesia. The products of agriculture still low and tourism management not in a very good managed or in a still a very bad condition. And of course, most of all is also relating to financial matter, that is a limited budget. The other constraint that faced by the TGB when he was a governor of this province is related to education. That is a low rates of literacy competency, low education level, and also that one also important for the development of this province is the infrastructure. That is a poor transportation system, lack of standard international airport, and also seaport, lack of good irrigation system that are very important for the development of the agricultural sector. And also uh, we think that also important thing to generate revenue for this province is the tourism facilities is still very in bad condition or below a standard. The enabling factor that related to how the governor tried to deal with some constraint that also already there during his term as the governor of this province. First of all is we call as social capital. First, that TGB is the grandson of the leading figure in this province, that is Zainuddin Abdul Majid. He was a national hero and the founder of Nadalatul Watan, a nation awakening established in 1953, and she's a very the most influential Islamic institution. He was also doctoral graduate with honor from Al Azhar University, Cairo, and the first governor of West Nusa Tenggara elected directly by the majority of eligible people. The other thing that we consider important that makes TGB manage to adjust some kinds of institutional role and also a role in general is related to his leadership style. He applied the so-called democratic style that is a very important, try to convince people that everybody is welcome to give their opinion, their critique to his government. So they try to pick up some kinds of valuable information regarding his government and what should the government do in order to make the development program of the province become a very fruitful. The second one is a effective communication skill instead of sense of direction and urgency. Try to keep priority. TGB also have very good communication skill and very effectively applied. And also the another important thing, he has a capability to have innovative thinking. It means that we try to keep thinking to be something new in order to make some kinds of breakthrough to make the development of this province become better and better and become also a success story. And also he also the very good risk taker. That means that he tried to make some effort in order to try to make his program come true. Some rule that support TGB is relating to Islamic teaching because he come from the strong Muslim family and strong influence on Islamic teaching, and also the introduction of the new issuance of autonomy law that support the local government to make their own decision regarding about their own governments, also relating to natural resources exploitation. But in some extent, there is so-called invisible hand that also sometimes play important role to influence a kinds of certain decision, especially relating to the position of public officer or strategic position and also the exploitation of natural resources. And also in some cases, the central government tried to intervene with the decision process of the province. And also that we see that the kinds of the regulation that control very tightly budget spending by the province. But in the condition that actually have some kinds of difficulties to deal, the governor, the prime actor, managed to achieve a kinds of the so-called great achievement, especially in agriculture production. They make a kinds of surplus in terms of cultural production, and also poverty rate reduction also become less and less. In the ends of his term, the government managed to reach the rate almost less than 9% of the total population in terms of poverty. And also the good infrastructure, especially the establishment of international airport and seaport. And also he make a very breakthrough and a great success relating to the establishment of world-class tourism industry that can manage especially foreign tourists to visit, to enjoy the beauty of the island, especially in Sumbawa and Lombok, and also lands opinion cattle. So we see that from this point that the government actually managed to adjust, establish institutional role with some kinds of strategy that is prompting self-reinforcing mechanism. He tried to control its emotion. He also tried to make a very good relation with people, with the officer around his inner circle, in outer circle actually, and dealing with institutional history accordingly, because he tried to understand what happened in the past, what a kind of culture, especially the very bad habit that sometimes was inherited by the previous government, and try to make some kinds of condition become better and better. And also the interesting about the regarding about budget limitation, that is he tried to focus on grant and short loan, especially from country like Japan and also some country from Middle East, because the governor actually have a good relationship with some people, also leading figure abroad, especially from Egypt, because he graduated from this university. And also he managed to team with leading and smart public figure, including academic circle. The presence of academic circle is very important to make his program is maybe seem like scientific. It means that there's kinds of good reason why a certain kind of program to be applied and the other to be what they call it forgotten. And the last one is the by establishing a strong relationship with religious leader. That's a very important, because these provinces are basically a Muslim province that almost 90% of the population is a Muslim. So having a good or strong relationship with the religious leader is a very important. And because the backgrounds of the governor, for him, he not face some difficulties to make his what I call it realize. That's all my presentation. Thank you very much.